Whoa there, Timmy. That canister holds a lethal gas known as mustard gas.
Well, gee, mister, I've never heard of this mustard gas before, but my dad likes mustard on a sandwich.
I like mustard on my sandwiches too!
Ha ha, Timmy. This chemical agent, which causes burning of the skin, shortness of breath, and blindness. It's actually named for the other chemicals in the gas, giving off that yellow-brown color and the distinctive odor of mustard. There are no other uses for this chemical other than in warfare. So it's banned by the CWC, that's the Chemical Weapons Convention.
Well, golly, if there's no good uses for mustard gas, why is it still around?
Well, Timmy, there are a few good uses, but only with the one form of mustard gas known as the nitrogen-based mustard gas, which can be used to treat some forms of cancer. To explain further, here's Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hey there, Timmy. Let me tell you everything you'll ever need to know about this compound right here, mustard gas. You see this? This right here is our compound, and it was first synthesized in 1886 by a man named Albert Niemann. But it wasn't until 1913 when the duo of Hans T. Clark and Emil Fischer were able to synthesize this with good yields by using hydrochloric acid. But in a terrible fate of events in the lab one day, Clark, he broke some lab equipment and the compound spilled on his skin, causing horrible blistering. So Fischer was able to bring it back to his native Germany, where they were able to start some chemical weapons testing facilities. And then, in an ironic twist, in 1917, Germany was able to use it against Britain in World War I.
But how does it do all these horrible things to people?
Alright, Timmy, here's our compound once again. This atom right here in the middle, well, this is sulfur. These four right here, well, these are carbons. Our two at the end here, these are chlorine atoms. And the 8 at the end of these black things, well, those are hydrogen atoms. When mustard gas meets your DNA, this guy right here, something crazy happens. The chlorine atom leaves, see ya, and forms a 3-membered ring with the sulfur, like this. Now, you can see right here, that's really highly strained. So it wants to break apart. So, when it meets our DNA atom, with our nitrogen group at the end, this pops off like this, and attaches right there to our DNA, effectively mutating it. Now, it takes a little while for the translation of proteins from our DNA, and that's why you see some blistering effects take up to 2 hours.
Gosh, I never want to see mustard gas doing those horrible things to me.
Actually, Timmy, some good did come out of all those people dying horrible deaths in World War I. You see, the doctors treating those soldiers noticed an interesting connection. Everyone who was dying because of mustard gas also was lacking a great deal of lymphatic tissue and bone marrow. But they never really did anything with this. So later, in 1942, researchers at Yale were messing around with mice trying to treat their lymphoma with mustard gas, specifically this guy, nitrogen mustard. They also did some experiments with rabbits. After some promising results, they decided to try a human subject. And that's where the cancer patient came in, the 42-year-old patient X. He had lymphoma, and to treat it, they tried to use 10 doses of 1/10 milligram per kilogram of body weight, which was 2.5 times too much. At the end of the course of the treatment, all of his cancer was totally gone. Unfortunately, he relapsed and later died of the same cancer.
Wow, that's neato!
It sure is, Timmy. And after 67 more trials, they got the dosage right. Now it's used to treat Hodgkin's disease. And remember, if you find a strange canister on the ground, don't open it.
Timmy! No!
Last days and times as the earth spins faster, I often fantasize about life in the hereafter. Paradise, the afterlife, land of the pleasant. I dream of how my life will be.